The accent. Caroline couldn't wait for her new classmate to arrive. Her teacher, Miss Robbins, had told the class all about her. She was from a faraway country, and today would be her first day in her new school. Miss Robbins encouraged them all to be nice to her. When she arrived, the new girl was asked to come to the front of the class to introduce herself. She walked up, looking very shy and nervous.
Hello,
She said,
I am Funke.
but she didn't speak in quite the same way that Caroline and Miss Robbins did. She sounded very funny. Some of the children giggled as Miss Robbins wrote Funke's name on the board. But they stopped when Miss Robbins glared at them. Caroline remembered how she was taught to sound out new words.
Funke.
Odd. It didn't sound quite the same as how Funke had introduced herself. Caroline shrugged and waved at Funke to come and sit next to her. Funke was enjoying getting used to her new environment and getting to know other classmates. During maths, Caroline was surprised at how much faster Funke was at adding up sums in her head before Caroline could even write them down.
How do you do that?
Caroline asked. Funke smiled proudly,
I've always been good at maths, Caroline.
but she didn't say Caroline's name quite correctly. The L came out as an R. Caroline thought she must have misheard. And to be honest, she was too busy sulking because she was usually the best in maths. Funke was having the time of her life during morning break, sharing stories of places she had been.
I lived in Nigeria, but I've also been to South Africa, Brazil, and Germany.
Then she asked,
Have you ever been outside of England, Caroline?
repeating her name the same way she had before.
Funke.
She said loudly.
My name is Caroline, not Caroline. You're saying it wrong.
Funke was surprised by this. She had been having fun on this first day in a new school, making so many friends. But after Caroline's outburst, Funke became embarrassed. In class, Funke tried to pronounce words the same way she heard them, but her mouth couldn't quite make the right shapes. Because of this, she refused to say another word in class. Miss Robbins tried her best to make Funke feel welcomed by inviting her to join in with all the activities. When the bell for lunchtime went, Caroline was feeling better and she called to Funke.
Funke, come sit with me.
Funke wasn't sure she wanted to be friends with Caroline and hesitated. Caroline saw this and added,
I'm sorry I shouted earlier. I was in a bad mood.
Funke considered this, then shrugged and went to sit with Caroline. As they ate, they realized that they both loved cheese and that their favorite crisp flavor was salt and vinegar. One day, during show and tell, Caroline noticed that Funke didn't just say Caroline differently. She said lots of words in a funny way.
Funke, how come you say stride instead of slide?
She asked. Funke noticed that Caroline was being curious rather than mean. She wasn't shouting now, at least. Funke tried her best to answer.
I don't know.
She said,
I can hear the difference, but I can't say it right.
Don't worry.
said Caroline without thinking about it.
You'll soon learn how to speak properly.
Suddenly, Funke's eyes filled with tears.
I do speak properly.
She insisted.
Where I come from, everyone speaks like this, and you don't even say my name correctly either.
That evening, while they ate dinner, Funke told her dad all about her day. She said that Caroline seemed friendly, but said she didn't speak English properly. What do you mean you don't speak properly? asked Dad.
I say words differently from how the other kids speak them in class.
Oh! Dad couldn't hold back a laugh. Meanwhile, when Caroline got home, she did some thinking. Funke had said her name wrong. Was she wrong for correcting her? And what did Funke mean when she said Caroline had said her name wrong? Oh, it was all too confusing. Caroline thought asking her mom would help her understand. She explained the whole story to her mom and asked,
Was I mean? I don't want to be mean, Mum.
Okay.
Mom was thinking.
First of all, how did Funke say her name?
Caroline said it as best she could.
Funke?
She stopped.
That's not quite right, but sort of.
Mom said,
You mean like Caroline is not quite right, but sort of close to Caroline?
Caroline nodded.
I think I know what's going on.
Said Mom.
Come on, coat on. We're going visiting.
Funke's dad opened the door and said, Hello, can I help you? Caroline's mom said,
Hi, I'm Caroline's mum, and I think our girls need to have a little chat.
Dad said, Yes, I was just about to explain about accents to Funke,
Lovely.
said Mom.
Please can Caroline listen too?
Of course, said Dad. Girls, when you grow up speaking any language, your mouth and tongue learn the shapes of that language. For example, the vowel sounds that Funke learned are more like a, e, I, o, u, while Caroline learned e, I, o, u. Every language from every country will have its own differences, and how these words are pronounced are referred to as the accents. Mom added,
And the reason either of you can't say the other's name quite right yet is because...
Our home language doesn't have any difference between R sounds and L sounds.
Funke replied. Exactly, said Dad. But in time, I learned it, and I know you will too. Caroline turned to Funke.
Funke, I can hear how your dad says your name is different from how I said it. It's his accent.
She smiled.
And if I hear someone speaking differently, I'll ask them about the place they come from and try to be friendly instead of telling them they are speaking wrong.
I think that's a good idea.
Said Funke with a big smile of her own.
And I think you have a lovely accent.
She concentrated hard.
Caroline.
Nice one.
Replied Caroline, concentrating hard herself.
Funke.
The girls burst out laughing, happy to have found another thing in common. Thanks to Funke's dad, both girls learned that when people come from a different country or even a nearby city, the difference in their language and accent is because of how they were taught to speak. Some languages share similarities, but they also have great differences, and we should all use these differences as our strengths.